Hi, I'm Dan Smith, Director of Energy Services here at ClearVUE, and I'm going to talk today about some subjects including ESOS, SECR, the importance of data regarding energy for compliance purposes as well as carbon footprinting purposes as well as other things. Many people will be aware of ESOS and the regulations, and a lot of people think that it's over now because the deadline was last year. However, that was only the start of Phase 3 compliance. Phase 3 compliance is going to include action plans, annual action plans. The first action plan was due 5th of December 2024. However, that's now been delayed till the 5th of March 2025, but people are still encouraged to get it done by December 2024. Action plans are going to be important, just as important as the audits, because action plans are a way for you as a business to show your commitment to undertaking energy-saving actions, energy-saving opportunities. You need to list these down. They need to be inputted into the government portal, and this is going to be publicly available data, so people are going to see what you're promising to do. On the back of that, every year you have to put a new action plan in, and the new action plans, you're going to have to say what you've done in the previous year and again what you're going to do in the year moving forward. So action plans need to be accurate because you're going to have to look back and say how you've done against your plans. No point greenwashing, obviously, because publicly available data. Let's get it right first time. Action plans can be built up from ESOS audits. Don't necessarily have to be built up from ESOS audits. A lot of customers have got other plans that did not come about because of ESOS, but it's important to put all of these different things in the action plan to get it right. Costed up, you need to say how much energy you're going to save as well, and then report on whether you have saved the amount of energy that you've said you're going to save in the action plans. 2027, we get to ESOS Phase 4. Now, the actual thresholds for ESOS Phase 4 have not been released yet, but they're probably going to be similar to ESOS Phase 3. I don't think they're going to change an awful lot. But because we've now got an annual thing to do, this is all going to be really about data gathering, the quality, the granularity, the integrity of the data that you've got. So it's in everybody's best interest to get the data right, get it right first time, and it saves everybody from the customers to the consultants you may employ a lot of time, a lot of effort, a lot of money in getting all that data correct. There is tangible benefits from putting the plans into place in terms of cost savings, carbon savings. It's not just the company who need to save money. You know, a lot of companies are getting asked for their carbon footprint, so the data that you have to help you with your ESOS can help you put your carbon footprinting plans together a lot quicker and a lot easier. In terms of other things energy data is valuable for, bigger companies have to produce SECR, which is an annual reporting of energy-related information, and this goes in the annual financial accounts that go into HMRC. Now, a lot of the data that ESOS requires also goes into SECR. There's a lot of overlap here. But again, the SECR, it's an annual thing. You need to be up to date with it. It has to be correct. It's valuable. It's important to get all of your data gathered into one place, readily available place that everybody can access. An awful lot of times, us as consultants get asked of companies, can you do our SECR, please? We need it tomorrow by the end of the week. Well, if the data was available, that could be done. That's easy. But when we have to start chasing data, a deadline of tomorrow of the end of the week is just simply not practical. You need to do this right. Again, SECR is publicly available. Companies House, you can see everybody else's SECR, so it's very important to get that right. SECR, you also have to include an intensity metric. So tons of CO2 per unit produced, per employee, per pounds turnover. You have to have an energy-related metric, and you have to report that metric year on year, so you can see this year's against last year's, see if you've improved, see if you haven't improved. So publicly available, again, you need to get this right and get it right first time. Decarbonisation is, I don't want to say it's a buzzword now, decarbonisation is very important. The last coal-fired power station closed in Britain very recently. So Britain as a whole is en route to decarbonising. There's a lot of gas-fired power stations, but it's not even close to being as bad as coal-fired power stations. We at ClearVUE have put many decarbonisation strategies together for many different companies in different sectors. Each different sector has its own challenges, its own desires, its own priority to do this. There's lots of different ways we can do this. We always talk to the company first to see what their main drivers are. It could be they want investment in the future, and the only way they're going to get investment is to show their decarbonisation strategy to potential investors. Very valid point, but again, there's money to be saved by investing in decarbonisation. Fossil fuels are going to get more expensive. Electricity is going to become greener and cheaper, so it is in everybody's benefit to decarbonise. There's lots of different ways to do this. The most obvious way is to replace any fossil fuels you're burning with electricity, or there's some alternative technologies around today as well. We've got a good team of specialists on our sustainability side and our energy management side that can help all customers with a short, medium, long-term plan to decarbonisation. ClearVUE, the hardware and the software of ClearVUE, is a great tool to assist with this as well, because not only is it an energy management system, it's a carbon accounting system. So click of a button, you can have full carbon reports for your pieces of kit, your plant, your geographical areas, whatever it happens to be. It's all very, very readily available. Data is really the driver for that. In our point of view, if we can get granular data for you, we can make all this reporting a lot more easier. The thresholds for phase 3 of ESOS were if a company had over 250 employees, or if a company had a turnover of greater than £44 million and a balance sheet of greater than £38 million. If you passed either one of those thresholds, you had to partake in ESOS Phase 3. We think ESOS Phase 4 will probably be similar, but the guidelines aren't published yet. It'll be a bit later on. But if you think along those kind of guidelines, you're not going to be far off with that. SECR, the thresholds for SECR, if you had either a turnover of £38 million or a balance sheet of over £18 million or over 250 employees, then you must produce SECR and put that in with your financial accounts. If you need any help about any of the things I've spoken about, ESOS, SECR, or any energy-related subjects at all, decarbonisation, please give us a shout here at clearvue.business. We're happy to help. We work with lots of different companies, from heavy industries down to precision engineering, down to commercial. So whatever sector you're in, we're here to help.